Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. And today's a pretty interesting video I want to talk to you guys about. So in case you didn't know, a couple months ago, I did an in defense video on Netflix's The Electric State. And I know most of you guys have been wanting me to cover another video on like in defense of movies and TV shows. So today is a little no-brainer, and to celebrate like last week's release of the 2025 animated movie titled Smurfs, I wanted to step back in time to review the old Smurfs movies, the live-action ones from 2011 to 2013. Because there's so much of those films that were pretty interesting to me, but that wasn't pretty good for audiences. So I hope you guys are pretty much ready for me to explain this in detail. So without further ado, sit back, have some popcorn, and let's get started. So the Smurfs has been a really popular cartoon thing way back then, as far as I can remember. It was created by this man named Peyo, and he basically created the characters and the stories and even the personalities that the Smurfs have. So, if you don't know what the Smurfs are these small blue people about the size of 3 apples, like literally, and they live in a small village called Smurfs Village. And they go on. Each Smurf has their own different personality, etc. And they're being targeted by this wizard named Gargamel. And there's this running plot of like different episodes, like Gargamel trying to capture one of the Smurfs or use it for his magic or sorcery. But I find the plot pretty cool and the story. So yeah, and I can imagine people were like, man, this will be a good movie to adapt. And that's what happened way back in 2011. So before that, there were attempts to do a live-action Smurfs movie. Previously, it was done there was an animated Smurfs movie back in 1972 called The Smurfs and the Magic Flute. I never saw that movie because I wasn't to Smurfs as I am today. And it wouldn't be until the early 2000s when Sony Pictures Animation, the GOAT company that did the Spider-Verse movies, but before that they did the Smurfs live-action films. And they would put this movie as a live-action hybrid movie. And in case you don't know what that is, basically has human actors interacting with a CGI version of a popular character like the Sonic movies, the Alvin the Chipmunks films, and all that jazz. Some of them are pretty good, others are down under. But anyways, when that film came out, I was probably 10 or I can't remember my age. I think I was 5 or 10 years old. But anyways, I was 10 years old. So I go see the movie. I'm like, man, this is pretty good. And yeah, despite the massive negative reception, people liked it. The cast was praised, especially Katy Perry as Smurfette, and also interesting fact, Jonathan Winters, who voiced Papa Smurf in the original Smurfs cartoon, reprised his role as Papa Smurf. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, the actor they got for Gargamel, man, he did spot on. Hang on, what's his name, the actor? Oh, Hank Azaria. Yeah, that's his name. Huh, thank you, mind. You know what to do. So yeah, the rest of the cast was pretty spot on. I mean, they filmed in New York City. I was impressed. Dang, they done this movie so well, and I'm whoa, impressive. And then flash forward to 2013 when the release of the Smurfs 2. Now, unlike the first movie, it tried to introduce a new kind of Smurfs called the Naughties, and it kind of worked. I mean, it focused more on Smurfette trying to see the difference between good and bad, etc. It's called this complicated thing. The only downside is how it reduced the amount of Smurfs. Unlike the first movie, which had 6 Smurfs coming into the real world, and then later a whole army in the first movie, but for this they toned down to 4. I guess it was due to budget constraints at the time, but I can clearly understand why. I guess it was pretty much a lot of money. But anyways, I got to see that movie. I was around like starting middle school, so I was like, it was 10. I was like 13 years old. I was like almost at 15. I saw it, I was like, what is this I'm watching? I mean, clear your mind. I still like the Smurfs movie, but so much has changed for that. When you make a sequel to something, you gotta respect those source material kind of thing. Unfortunately, I don't think it managed that well. But regardless, I did enjoy it, and it was pretty great. And I was hoping they would do a third one, but despite the money and the box office, Sony pulled the plug on that. I was a bit disappointed when I found out about that. And it wouldn't be until 2017 we get an animated Smurfs movie called Smurfs: The Lost Village. It features a new cast, and it did pretty well, and also got like, its own TV show that's currently still running, and I'm just pretty all on that. But anyway, enough of that. I also recently saw the animated Smurfs movie called Smurfs, and it had Rihanna as Smurfette, which is one of my friend's favorite actresses. And that film was okay. It could good animation style, and I wish there was some ways we could improve, but it was alright, and it's not pretty bad, and I overall enjoyed it. But yeah, in my opinion, the live-action Smurfs films are pretty good, and I know you may not agree with me, but I find it pretty interesting too. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say about those live-action Smurfs films. If you want me to like talk about some movie or some series that doesn't deserve so much hate or something, feel free to leave the comment down below in this video. But anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on my videos. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Goodbye.